what should I make, Mr. Plan over my shoulder? I want it to be sweet, crunchy, chewy, healthy, gluten-free, vegan, and easy to make, because I don't have a lot of time. Walnut macaroons, that's it! That's what I'll make. So, first ingredient, the sweet potato. It's peeled in half because I am going to need 6 tablespoons of shredded sweet potato to go in my macaroons. For real, sweet potato. So get to shredding. I know it sounds weird, but I didn't make it up, and trust me, these are the best macaroons you've ever had. Oh my God, this is my workout for the week. Okay, so now the hard work is over. I have my 6 tablespoons of sweet potato, and I'm going to add them to a bowl. This recipe is so awesome and so easy because you only need 1 bowl. Now, I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of coconut. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm going to make 36 macaroons. Okay, I am hungry. 1. That's 1. Right on top of the sweet potato. And then I have a 1/2 cup. Right on top of the sweet potato. Once again. All in there. Walnuts. I gotta cut these up. Chop them up. I'm not going to use that one. Just cut them coarsely. Not too small. Because you want to bite into, a thick, buttery walnut when you have these macaroons. You don't want to be like, what was that? Was that a walnut? Was that an almond? I don't know. You want to know it's a nice, juicy walnut. And I put that right in the bowl with the sweet potato and the coconut also. I go to the worldshealthiestfoods.com. It's a website. And I mean, they just rave over walnuts. So I'm going to toss these with my hands. I don't want the sweet potato to clump up. I want it to just all blend and mix perfectly with my walnuts and my coconut. I want everything to be perfectly distributed so that each macaroon has the same amount of all the ingredients. Okay. Doesn't that look great? So nice. Alright, so next part, the sugar. We're going to use 3/4 cups of sugar. I'm just using organic cane sugar. The actual recipe that I found calls for sucanat, which is another form of evaporated cane syrup, cane juice. Or you can use raw sugar. Doesn't matter. As long as you use sugar. Don't try to use no agave or molasses because that is not going to give you the nice crunchy texture that a real macaroon has. Oh, this is going to be good. There's going to be so many macaroons. All for me. All for me. Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a couple dashes of salt. So, I don't know. It looks like maybe 1/4 teaspoon. Just a pinch. Right in there. Now, here comes the tricky part. Arrowroot powder. Now, the original recipe that I found in the Millennium cookbook, the Artful Vegan, calls for rice flour. I don't have rice flour, but I do have a lot of arrowroot that I want to use. And arrowroot is kind of like, it's like a thickener, like cornstarch. It'll hold things together, and it'll make things chewy and thicker, basically. I use it for pudding. Right in the bowl. 1. Also, arrowroot powder, unlike cornstarch, is easier to digest. It is more expensive than cornstarch, unless you buy it at, like, I don't know, I bought this bag at the Indian grocery store, Patel Brothers. Look around, and if you can't find arrowroot powder, I highly suggest rice flour too. Arrowroot doesn't have any flavor, so you don't have to worry about that. Now for the egg replacer. This egg replacer is potato starch. Right in there. So that's all of our dry ingredients. Like I said, you don't need a separate bowl, but what you do need to do is mix it up. I'm using a fork. I don't want to get my hands dirty again. And plus, the hard mixing, like incorporating of the sweet potato and the coconut is already done. Crunchy or chunky part. Okay, anyway, mix that up. Okay. So, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a well in the middle of the dry ingredients. I'm going to add my coconut oil and my molasses and my vanilla extract. But the coconut oil is hard. The molasses is pretty thick. I'm going to add hot boiling water to break everything down and to combine it. But I don't have the hot water yet, so I've got to boil some in my kettle. That should do. So when I say make a well, I mean make like an opening, like a deep opening. Like when you're digging and playing in the sand at the beach. Thick black strap molasses goes right in the middle of your well, right there. Molasses is also incredibly good for you. It's full of iron. And then now I'm going to add my vanilla. 4.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Now that's a lot. I'm using really high quality Rancho Gordo Mexican vanilla extract. This is some good stuff. Okay, check them out. That's 4.5. And now we're moving on to our coconut oil. Yum. So as you see, it's hard. It's hard in there. But that hot water is going to break it up. Now coconut oil, let me tell you, coconut oil is also incredibly good for you. It's also really good for your skin and your hair. So, I mean, I guess I just have to wait for my hot water to boil, because until then I can't really do anything else. Okay, now, finally boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1/2 cup, slowly though, because I don't want to add too much. The coconut oil melts. Letting the sides fall into the well. So when arrowroot becomes wet, it thickens up. Like I said, it's like cornstarch. It's a thickening agent. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Alright, so now it's nice and mixed and combined. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my tablespoon and I'm going to scoop out little tiny macaroons. I'm going to add these beautiful macaroons to my oven. And they'll be in there for 20 minutes or until the tops have browned and the coconut, you can smell the coconut just throughout the house. It's going to be really good. That should be really good. This orange smells like fresh baked cookies. Oh, my macaroons! They smell so good. They're nice and brown. Almost burnt, but not burnt. Not there yet. Wow, they smell so great. So I'm going to let them cool off for about 10 minutes before I get out my knife and start scraping them off the aluminum foil. Yes! I'm so excited. Well, instead of giving them 10 minutes to cool, I actually gave them about 45 minutes. So, I mean, they're just pulling off of this aluminum foil so easily. Look at that nice and crispy bottom. And then the soft inside. Oh, it's perfect. So perfect. Honestly, I gotta admit, I did leave them in the oven about 3 minutes too long. But that's okay. Well, they're all plated. Aren't they beautiful? You have got to make these at home. They're easy, healthy, and so delicious. But you know what? I've decided I can't eat this whole plate by myself, not in one sitting. So, I'll share them with my friends.